away unless you want my love. Disregard the obvious. Disregard the obvious.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Raul. Hope you guys are doing well. Having an awesome start to your Monday. And let's get started, guys. Today is a special day. Today is a very special day. Today is the only day we have on planet Earth. And it's a Monday. What an amazing, glorious day. I really did my best to brainwash myself to believe that Mondays are very, very special. Every day is special. I brainwashed myself to believe that my life is worth something. I brainwashed myself to believe that I am worth somebody great, that if I put my mind to anything, I can really accomplish it. Kind of delusional. But in reality, that's what's necessary. That is what's necessary to become successful, to get in front of cameras, to be able to speak in front of a large audience and make a fool out of yourself. That's the special gift that I have. And not be discouraged by failures. Because the reality is, you are your own worst enemy. Your limiting beliefs, your current comfort level is your enemy. And I mean, obviously, not to get too black and white, but that's the best way to do it. I know some of us are really comfortable with there's a gray area. There's some area where I can still be wishy-washy and half in, half out. You can't do that. You can't do that at all. Either you're in or you're out. You can't have one foot in the door and one foot out the other, and one foot on outside. Open and experience all of this stuff that's inside the door. And it took me a while to learn that, and I wanted to share that because really, you guys can do anything you want. Just don't quit. If it's something that you truly, truly believe is special and something that's meant for you, you shouldn't quit. Take action. In fact, whenever you feel like you're stuck and you feel like you can't really make a move, the best move to make is any move. Just move in general. Text somebody. Call somebody. Go fill out a job resume. Go fill out something that truly might just change your world. And of course, if you're lucky to have somebody in your life, 3 or 4 people, 5 people in your life that just truly support you, that's a blessing. And you shouldn't take that for granted. I try my best to not take my people and my loved ones for granted. And I was really, I was really reflecting on this last week, and I've been getting really lazy, and I don't want you guys to pick up on that because that's not the kind of example I want to set. Let's go ahead and move forward and adjust and move around the boundaries a little bit. By the way, I just woke up like an hour ago. I was supposed to record this episode yesterday, but I passed out and I slept pretty early yesterday, and I'm glad. I feel really good right now, actually. I made myself a coffee. The other day started. And anyways, so don't quit, guys. Don't quit. That's all I'm trying to say. Short episode today, episode 38. I cannot believe it. If you guys have been watching up until this point, thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Share the videos. Share the content if you think it's super useful. And of course, dislike it if you guys don't like it. It gives me feedback. When you guys watch it and don't like it and don't leave a comment or anything, don't leave a hate comment. It makes me think, oh man, maybe nobody hates my stuff. Dang, that sucks. Because it's good to be liked and it's good to be hated. It's good to be both. But it's never good to be somebody that nobody pays attention to. Like, I was talking to my brother about this. It's like the UFC has like a certain metric of to judge certain fighters. So like if a fighter brings in a large crowd because the people love him, that's great. Always good. If the fighter brings in a large crowd because they hate him, that's also great. In fact, it's better sometimes. Oddly enough. But when a fighter has no motion, has no support, no fan base, no sort of no buzz around him, then that's when it's bad. That's not good. And so when you're performing, and I don't mean performing as in just like your job or performing as in like working out, but those are also 2 great contexts in which you can bundle up the word performing in, because I truly believe that work can be just about anything that requires you to do more than use 1 or 2 brain calories. That's work. But of course, there's fun stuff that doesn't count as work, so don't blur the lines. When you're out there working and performing, do your best to bring out the energy. Because for myself, it takes me a little while to kind of bring out my energy. Because I'm like, I don't care about this. I don't care about this. But if I'm getting paid for it, if I'm helping somebody, if I know I'm helping somebody, and if I know there's going to be something beneficial for the company or for my friends, or my family, then of course I'm going to go all out. There's no reason why I shouldn't go all out. And yeah, if you become that person in the environment that everybody's usually in, that is reliable, is consistent, works hard, and is not afraid to make mistakes or ask questions, you are unstoppable. You are already in the top 20%. Already. To get to that 10%, 5%, 1%, 1% of the 1%, you got to really, really be prepared for it. And I mean prepared because, and I say prepared because, it's not for everybody. Some people might make it up there and then realize, hey, maybe I'm actually okay being in just the 10%, just the top 50%, and set their standards low. And that's them. That's them. That's not me. That's not. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Maybe when I'm like 90, 70, I might say like, all right, I'm gonna get my foot off the gas a little bit. I'm gonna go bowling. I'm gonna just chill out. I earned it. But now that I'm about to be 30 this year, can't really take my foot off the gas. These next 10 years in my life, check back to this video, guys, and check in my other channels. And 10 years from now, this video will be a video that I get to look back on and say, okay, well, my mindset maybe was kind of wonky. My hair's all over the place. My skin could probably be a little bit cleaner. My teeth maybe a little wider. My speech a little more clear. But in 10 years from now, I'm going to test myself. I'm going to see where I'm at. I'm gonna be 39, technically 40. I'll just say 40, right up to the 40. I'll be 40. Where will I be in 10 years at 40? That's for me to decide. And that's for me to find out. But of course, I live in a world with a bunch of amazing human beings and a bunch of opportunities and a bunch of awesome creatures and animals. So I'm excited. And going back to that thing I said about the brainwash yourself into stop being nervous, stop being anxious. Tell yourself that this is an opportunity to be outstanding. When you are faced with a large audience, say what you need to say, look at them in the eyes, try to look at the whole audience as one person, as a few select people, and realize that most people are there for themselves. Most people, when they go to music events, when they go to watch a video, they go to do things, they see the content, they see the product, and then they think that it's for them. But the reality is, it is technically for them, but it's more so they're watching it because of who they are and for themselves. It's like, oh, this is a part of my identity. This is who I am. I just watch this kind of stuff. I like this stuff, right? Preference. And if you're able to say, okay, I'm going to hold off on this stuff. I'm not going to watch this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. You become a different person. And in 10 years from now, if you keep making those small little decisions like, yeah, I'm going to say yes to this where I normally say no. I'm going to say no to this where I normally say yes. And brainwash yourself in believing, okay, I can do anything. I am the man. I am the special human being on this planet that's going to make a difference, to leave a dent in this universe. I love that saying. That's one of my favorite sayings, to leave a dent in the universe. Because life is going to feel so short, but the reality, it's really long. It's a long life compared to the 50s, the 1900s. You only had like 75 at most, if you're lucky. Now we can go up to like 120. Some people want to go up until 300, 500. Crazy. But yeah, you have to be able to stand up and fight when you need to feel courageous. That's it. When you need to feel courageous, that's when you fight. That's when you start speaking up for yourself. Even if you have a lump in your throat. Again, tell yourself, I'm here for a reason. I'm somebody special and I'm going to make a difference. And I know for the people that hear this message, it will resonate with you guys. And if it doesn't, totally fine. there's that study that was done in the Earl Nightingale speech. Out of 100 men, so I think it was like out of 100 men, 60 went broke. I think it was like 20 were financially independent. 10 of them, or yeah, there was like 10. So they had 10 were financially independent, 10 were well off, like 10 were pretty wealthy, and like 5% were like, or yeah, no, it was, yeah, right. So I got it. There it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and round up the numbers. I don't remember the numbers exactly. I'm kind of like I said, I just woke up. Okay. So like 60 to 70% were broke. They were all flat broke out of the 100 people. 30% said they were still working. They were still working at 65 years old. At 65. They had like a sparkle to their eyes. They had like this. They had the decision already set in their mind. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna be very successful. I'm gonna beat the competition. 100 other men, 99 other men, 99 other people, men and women. So yeah, 70% were broke. 70, and then 20% were still working. 10% were financially were still financially, dependent on other people, but still working. 5% were independent, and then like the other 5% were, I think it was like, let's just round up the numbers evenly because my brain can't math right now. So it's like 70% flat broke. What was it? 70%, 20%. We'll do 70% flat broke. My brain is really trying here. Hold up, guys. 20% flat broke. 5%. We'll round up. We'll do 8%. 9% were actually financially well off. They're fine. And then 1% were actually successful. 1% of the one guy out of the 100 men that said they were going to be successful was actually successful. One guy was actually able to be really wealthy. 5 other guys, 10 other guys in that group were okay. They were well off. They could take care of themselves. They were good. 20 of those guys were still working at a late age. And the rest of the people, the majority of the people, were broke. They were completely reliant on other people. They didn't think for themselves. They didn't want to make a difference. And I want to make sure that when you guys are out there, you guys are really not just thinking about what I'm saying, because what I'm saying really doesn't have a major impact on your lives, but consider this. Consider yourself the person that everybody has to rely on. If you aren't aware of the fact that everybody's keeping their eyes on you, and people care about you, and people actually want you to live and succeed, it's a pretty big responsibility. Or you could be selfish and just completely think about yourself and not worry about the future or your children. That's cool too. I mean, I don't know. My opinion, it's not really ideal because there's a lot more consequences, and you don't want to live a life full of regret. And I think when you choose a second life, you live a life with a lot of regret. And yeah, guys, tell yourselves that you're amazing. Brainwash yourself to do something different. And if you make a mistake, correct it. Jump on the next option. And there's always a good move to make on the table. There's always a good move. So pick the best move. And if you pick the wrong move, hey, you're doing better than those who never even moved at all. Alrighty, guys. I think that's all I'm going to say today because I didn't think I'd be rambling for this long. Also, percentages, numbers, I got to work on that. I got to study. I got to get back on my steady grind. But yeah, guys, I'm going to keep doing this thing. I was supposed to record this episode this weekend, but it's Monday morning, and I messed up. I'm continuously continuing a trend. I'm doing this trend where I'm doing them late. So let's just go ahead and expand the rules. Every episode comes out every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Let's just say that. And then once I tighten up my schedule and tighten up my plans, because I have a lot on my plate too. I teach guitar. I have a full-time job. I love my family, and I love to spend time with my family. I have a dog. She's somewhere back there. And I have a family that I'm trying to build up myself. I want to have a family of my own. And I love the example that my parents left off for me and my brothers, because it's not the best. Actually, it's pretty bad, but hey, they did their best. My father and my mother, they raised me until I was 18. I was on my own. Went to school, with their support and my school support. And I showed up, and I learned these things, guys. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. You think you're like 19, you're in your teens, and you think it's kind of like, wow, where to go from now? But it's really not that. That's not the right question to ask. What's up, Jay? Thank you for joining. The right question to ask when you're very young is, and it's not just like super future thinking. It's like really what you should ask when you're young is like, what can I do this year? What can I do in these next 6 months to be able to quantum leap my future and to where I want it to be in 10 years from now? Thank you, Jay. I'm about to wrap it up, so I do appreciate you jumping in. I'm currently streaming live on Twitch, guys, by the way, and I'm recording this, so thank you, Jay. And when you ask those kind of questions, like, okay, yes, because like we overestimate what we can do in a year. Oh wait, we overestimate what we can do in one day compared to what we can do in 6 months in a year. So think about that, guys. And of course, the big message I would tell my younger self is drink more water. I'm about to drink some coffee, but I'm gonna go drink some more, and just stay hydrated, guys. Stay hydrated. A hydrated mind is a powerful mind. Something I picked up recently, and I wanted to share that with you. But yeah, guys, I've been yapping for about almost 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I hope you guys have a powerful day. Share the videos, like and subscribe, share the stream, and of course, share yourselves. Share yourselves to the world and show the people out there that they can't just mess with anybody out there. That you're out there. You're special. Anyways, guys, life is not what happens to you, it's how you react. And if you're reacting like a loser, you're going to stay a loser. But if you react like a winner and somebody that's mentally prepared for anything, that's who you'll be. That's who you'll become more of. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Have an awesome day, guys. Thank you so much. I love you. All right, I have to actually go to work today, so I'm gonna get off the stream and then get going. Thank you so much. You rock, man. Yeah, I got work in a bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this next hour and then head off to work and then go about my day. Have an awesome day. Have a powerful day. Thank you, Jay, for tuning in. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next stream. And here's the outro.